Well, to say stuff went sideways would be a bit of an understatement. We knew that there was a once in every 10-year storm coming, but those seem to happen every year. But I woke up to check the news and saw... And when I checked the highways, they're closed. There's no route to go south to gather my build. I-5 is shut down. One of the largest interstates in America, probably the largest, closed. But don't worry, I've got a plan B. I'm gonna hit the road right now for the first time. Highway miles, highway speeds. Let's get the heck out of town before any more atmospheric rivers, bomb cyclones, whatever, land. Let's get out of town and I'll give you guys an update. All right, we are at 65 miles an hour for the first time in the truck. It's nice, it's stable. I'm feeling really good. The wind noise, you can hear some whistling. It's not too bad. I mean, I've heard a lot worse from just, you know, rooftop tents. And it is very windy out right now. So this is good. This is really stable. This is a chill coasting speed and I'm feeling really good about this. So I'm gonna power on down the road for about 15 more miles and then we'll hit our first pit stop to start gearing up. Ready for our overnight. This is the freaking nicest grocery store I've been to in forever. It's 2023, they thought we'd have flying cars, but at least we finally got composite shopping carts. These things are lightweight and nimble. All right, time to gear up for our overnight. Cheat meal. Back up cheat donuts. Those aren't good. My birthday's coming up. That should be enough for diabetes. Europeans can't comprehend. That's on sale, so I gotta get this. It's just good financial planning. They don't have anything smaller, so I guess add in a few cheeseburgers and I'll have 4,000 calories for my one night stay. Love the sound of a diesel firing up. Let's go get some fuel. So this right now, guys, is 2 p.m. in Portland. Well, the Portland area. We're not in Portland anymore. But you see how gloomy and dark this is? This is all winter long usually for us, and it's hit especially hard this year. Gets dark at 4 o'clock and this is as light as it gets. Wonderful. Diesel. This is my first time getting diesel in anything that's not a boat. As you've already seen from today's episode, we're going on a pretty epic road trip. A lot of unknowns, and I think that's super fitting for today's sponsor, Anker SOLIX. So we've had this Anker SOLIX F3800 for about 6 months now, and they've asked me to give you feedback on what I think about the unit. And you've seen us use this for running the lights in the shop, for running our welders. We've seen us use it and the solar panels to have a seamless rechargeable solar powered system, a solar battery bank. You've seen how we've integrated it into the boat, and after 6 months, I honestly could not be any happier with this product. It does everything that I could dream of it doing. Build quality is fantastic. Get a little closer. More than you probably think, we actually do use this behind the scenes, because if we don't want to run a crazy amount of extension cords or something like that, we just plug right into here. It recharges ultra fast. It's got 6,000 watt max output. And that means that we can run any of our welders here in the shop, no matter how powerful, right off of this box. Gives us peace of mind if we need to travel, which we're gonna be doing in today's episode, that we have plenty of power. Pros and cons wise, I've listed a lot of pros. The only con is something that you cannot get around with a battery bank like this, is it's pretty heavy. Having a 4 kilowatt hour storage capacity, that's just physics. But they do have this easy tow handle right here, and the wheels are very good quality, so I don't really worry about moving it around the shop. But when you're lifting it up things like stairs or whatever, it's a little heavy. And I wanted to share one really personal story that I thought was so cool, and it's definitely the coolest feedback that we've ever gotten after showcasing a product. We had showed off how well this worked for us in our work on the boat and how it's integrated into the boat, and one of our viewers decided to buy one for his house. And about a month later in July, he was out in Texas, and Texas got hit by a massive hurricane. And I got an email and pictures from this guy, cold fridge, toaster running, coffee made in the morning. He was so happy. He got himself an Anker SOLIX paired with a solar panel, and he was able not only to keep his own house running like he wanted to when the power was out from the hurricane, but he also shared that he was able to help out all his neighbors around as well for any power needs that they had. Not only a very happy customer, but it was a really cool thing that it wasn't only helping him, but it was helping everybody else around him as well. And I just thought that was such a cool story. So my user review is this is an absolute 10 out of 10 unit. And this trip that we're going on today is a little sketchy. So we're absolutely gonna be bringing this, put it in the back of the truck so we know we're ready to face anything that comes at us. And make sure you guys go check out that link in the description. Check out the Anker SOLIX F3800. It is a very, very cool piece of kit. 10 out of 10. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a little drama around this fuel flappy dappy, but it's time to give it the first attempt. So I accidentally thought I put $60 and I guess I put 60 cents. I was wondering why I was pumping so slow and thought something might be wrong with the truck. Let's try this again. Pumping our own gas is a new thing in Oregon, and not that I haven't pumped gas a lot in California, but you know, different machines and whatnot. Now we're flowing. Although this is somewhat unorthodox, it works. Might need to figure out a way to keep this thing propped up while we refuel. Most people have shoulders. All right, we are fueled up for the first time. Went off without a hitch, other than the hitch that I caused. Now, before we lose daylight, we gotta hit that mountain pass. We should be encountering snow in less than 1 hour. Fingers crossed, let's finally put some miles down. Had to make a quick stop to get that parking permit right there. Should be no problem to get settled before dark, but it is gonna start getting dark soon. So we get there, and then I will tell you guys what the game plan is. This is just epically pretty. So cool. Okay, well, when you can't see pavement anymore, I will admit it gets a little more, I don't know, just worrisome. But so far we're doing good. That guy was absolutely flying. We're about 1.5 miles away from where we're going. Just gonna take it nice and slow. I'm in 4-wheel drive. I got my 10-year-old traction tires on. Make this happen. Hey, pavement, yay. We have arrived! The truck made it on its first journey. You guys, this is so freaking cool. So here's what happened. The mountain passes to go to California got completely snowed in, and they, like I said, they shut them down. So I decided I really wanted to give the truck a test, maybe a light duty test. I mean, I wasn't planning 6 inches of snow test, but a test nonetheless. So I headed east towards the mountain. We're at about 4,500 foot of elevation right now, give or take, on Mount Hood. And I'm permitted, I'm ready to go. We're gonna do the first overnight in the truck, right here. This is so freaking cool. There's a few other people out here. There's a truck there, one there, and one there. It's pretty quiet. This is so cool. The truck made it like a champ. What a great test. This is such a great test for the drivability's sake. I mean, it performed really, really well. It's very refreshing after what we dealt with the Murcielago to work so long on a build and have it not perform. This did the exact opposite, and it just outperformed every expectation. I mean, I don't want to brag, but we got the coolest camper truck out here. This is so rad. For my setup, it's very nice that they have bathrooms just a few feet away. I bought a portable bathroom just in case, but thankfully I won't have to use this. So in the last episode, we showed you guys our gear. I've added one piece of tech this morning before I drove off. Well, that's a big piece of tech. It's my mobile gaming unit. Ta-da! Stardink. Between this and the boat, I figured it'd be a good thing to at least test out and give it a shot. So before the sun goes down, I want to try and install this. I don't know what power sources it can take. I think it's 110 volt. I brought an extension cable. We don't exactly have a lot of holes in this thing on purpose that go out. So I could crack the rear hatch, run out and go up, or I can crack the smaller hatch, run out and go up. And how I go all the way up to the roof, I'll be honest with you, I did not plan that far. I think I just throw the thing. My hands started to get a little cold, so I plugged this heater into the Anker SOLIX, and it uses a staggering 1,400 watts. So I can't run that all night, but I'll run it periodically to keep warm. It might be a cold night. I did not prepare well. There's like one blanket and a crappy summer sleeping bag up there. I believe the truck's alternator generates 4,000 watts peak, but I don't want to have to get up and run the truck throughout the night. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Luckily I had enough reception for Starlink to be able to download the app. So don't try and install one of these things when you need to use it. I'm gonna go through the setup process, try and pay for it and all that good stuff, and then get it on the roof. Now I knew my goal was to come out to the snow. Why I didn't pack gloves, beyond me. So this guy plugs into this guy, and I've been told by my friends that use these out in snowy conditions that you gotta dust the snow off once every couple hours. I just don't know how I'm going from here to up there. Probably won't work. But if it does work, it'll save me more than one trip up to the roof. Which I think the only way to get there is to climb on this. So let me continue the setup and see how this goes. Okay, it likes it. I'm connected. I gotta pay for it in the next 59 minutes. It's doing software updates. As far as power usage, it's not that bad. It is clocking in at less than 100 watts, 70 watts. Not too bad. We can do this for 76 hours. So let me pay for a subscription real quick. It didn't like that mounting spot at all, so I had to climb up and threw it up on the roof there. So we got it up there. Now we use the software on the phone to see what's going on. Gotta love a good old-fashioned scam. They advertise on their site that the roaming plan, 50 gigabytes for $50. I thought that was a very fair price. If you don't do that, it's $165 a month for unlimited. But for me, that's only gonna use it maybe one day out of a month. That's $165 to use it. I thought I would never use it. That's why I had never bought it. But once I saw that roaming plan, I thought, how great is that? So then I bought my dish, and then they say, oh no, you have to buy the expensive dish. It's $300 more to be able to use the $50 roaming plan. That's BS. They know what they're doing there. That's a bait and switch. So I'll just be returning this thing, and I'll still be out $165 for this tech demo that I will show you shortly. But for the first tech demo, I'm gonna watch the sunset, edit a video, upload it for you guys, and then I'll start playing with the toys. All right, editing is done. I ate my grocery store sushi. Stomach feels a little, but I'm sure I'll be fine. I've got a pretty harmonious ecosystem going on right now. Heater's running, keeping me nice and toasty. I'm feeling good. Alternator, well, plus I'm running the Starlink, plus I'm running my laptop, watching a little Twitch streaming, my boy Summit 1G, and I am idling the truck, running the truck heater, and the alternator's just keeping us right here, keeping us stable, happy. Looks like we got a little snow accumulation on the back window. Side windows are looking good. I can't see out this thing. And now it's time to try something I've always wanted to try. So when we first started designing and building out this truck, the game plan was actually to have it kind of be a mobile LAN truck. So we could park overnight, and we were gonna have 3 gaming stations positioned in different places in here. So me, Oscar, and Kyle could all do gaming. A lot of you guys mentioned that if you're building a truck to go experience the outdoors, you should just be experiencing the outdoors and not be playing games in it. And I agreed. I thought you were 100% right. So I kind of nixed that idea. But that is why we have a lot of empty space right there, because there's supposed to be a desk. Not that there might still be one. There is the reality of if we're going on tow trips or long trips or anything like that, we might stop and not have a lot to do. The TV works great. I am gonna fire up some movies on that. I'm gonna use the crap out of that Starlink data all night long, because I paid so much for it. But anyways, I'm here. I don't have anything else to do. I'll make snowballs in the morning. I would like to try the gaming setup. So I brought my portable gaming rig. I'm gonna get it set up kind of over there on the bench. Let's see how this goes. Well, I didn't want to love it. The Starlink, I didn't want to love it. But even with it not at the optimal angle, because it's cold out there, I'm not fixing that, and it's got snow on it, I've got like a 20 to 30 ping in gaming, and I could full on game. The Anker SOLX is taking care of the power for this. We're using right now 313 watts. That could go up if the graphics card feels a lot of stress. I'm at max settings right now. 313 watts, that will power that for 8.5 hours on that charge. So I'm not gonna be gaming that long. It's about 8:30 at night, but I'm gonna crack a cold one and rip a game of ranked. I remembered everything but my microphone, so I'll have to chat to the newbies. Oh, let me show you my setup. First off, don't judge the mouse pad. That got sent to me on accident when I ordered a demo of the B is for Build mouse pad, which is available on bsforbuild.com. It's the coolest mouse pad in the world. This just got sent to me. It's like totally the wrong, it's stupid. Anyways, so I've got a mini keyboard here, and I got a case that the keyboard, if I want to get it closer to me, it can kind of slide under it a little bit. if I need to. But basically the way I do this is to get the correct height that I wanted for this monitor. This is one of the largest portable gaming monitors that I could find. It's relatively inexpensive, but it does 120 hertz at 4K, which is great. And then so we got the gaming keyboard there and the mouse over there. And yeah, this is a micro ITX, mini ITX, can't remember what it's called. Mini ITX motherboard running like an i7 and a 3060 Ti. And it's a really beautiful, very, very small case. And it allows me to be portable. I can put that in a carry-on suitcase and travel with it. And I can fly around with it if I need to. And usually I just take the laptop because I'm always editing. But for this trip, I'm stoked on it. I'm gonna play a game of ranked. Had to take a break from gaming. This is pretty cool. Oh, how are we ever gonna see this? I can't open the door, it'll let all my heat out. Well, I guess I'll just describe it. The snowplow is like carving an edge around all the vehicles. Oh, maybe I'll see him in the front of me. Okay, I don't come up here very often. Now I'm really nervous that maybe I parked too far forward and he won't be able to plow around me. I mean, if he does, this is gonna be intense. Oh God, did I mess up the whole snowplow situation? What's gonna happen? Am I gonna become plowed? Don't plow me, bro! That was so cool! I really appreciate these guys being out here working all freaking night to keep the roads clear, even though like, it doesn't seem like anybody else is still driving. And it seems like they're pretty cool with idiots like me that don't know where to park. I guess I parked in the right spot actually, considering that he was able to get around me. That's rad. All right, well, that confirms it. Can definitely play. Kept up with everybody on the team. Ping wasn't too bad, so you can game on Starlink. Counter-Strike is one of the most ping-intensive games. I think anything else, you are good to go. I know that was on the top of everybody's list of things to figure out on this trip, so there we go. Now, I think it'd be great to watch a movie. Now, what I figured out while I was editing is that if I lay this small mattress, so originally Kyle was gonna come with me on this trip. He decided, since we're just doing an overnighter up in the mountain, he wanted to stay home, so that's all good. So Kyle's gonna be up here. It's very cold up here, so thank God Kyle doesn't have to suffer through that. And then this little guy, what I found out, if you lay it here and you kind of kink it up there, it's got a real nice backrest, and you can just lean back and honestly, I'll probably keep editing because I have a ton of editing to do. Let's fire up the TV and use some more of this good old internet and start streaming something. That fan behind me and the smell of melting plastic is actually the inverter, which I have gotten used to, but at first it did worry me a bit. I got my lounger set up right there. Got F1 on the TV, and I may have made a mistake. Admittedly, I had a bit of a sweet tooth when I was at the grocery store, so ate through all the cheeseburgers, ate through all the sushi. Dinner tonight is deviled egg potato salad. I have had worse. It's kind of crazy to think, like, I'm up here on this mountain, like surrounded by snow and everything, and tomorrow night I'm gonna be there. So this is the last F1 Las Vegas, and hopefully I'll have a seat somewhere around there, I believe. That's the cheap seats. So I never watched this because I watched it in person last year. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch it now and see what I can learn about it and whatnot while I eat my dinner. Come a long way in the last 9 years, the humble beginnings of B is for Build. You know, we used to have to stay at a budget hotel, and now I own the budget hotel. Just finished my dinner, and this is kind of cool to see is the power monitor says that even with the Starlink running and the TV running, I could do this for 45 hours before I run out of battery. Gotta love it. All right, guys, well, I finally got warm in my blankets. Luckily, temperature's not gonna go any lower tonight, so I'm gonna stay cozy. I'm gonna stay right here, and I'm gonna fire up the heating system at about 5 in the morning. I'm calling this a night. I'm going to bed. It's 11 p.m. Good night, y'all. Good morning, guys. I got up at 6 a.m. was able to record the sun rising, watch the sunrise. I've spent the morning editing, staying warm in my cocoon. I got the heater on, and I've got the latest Tavares episode going on the tube. I'm really happy to say that when I stayed bundled like this, I actually did stay warm and I got a good night's sleep. So if I would have, just so you guys know where my head was at, I thought that heater would use maybe 100, 200 watts. never gauged a heater before, so I thought I'd just be running that non-stop. Uses 1400 watts, so the engine's got to be running for the heater to run. So I didn't run that all night. Anyways, if I would have brought a proper set of blankets, no problem. Obviously, insulation is on our to-do list, finishing out the insulation, which will be great for summer and for winter. But thank God I made it through the night without freezing. Like, at one point I was actually sweating, so I don't know what happened thermally there, but I got a nice good seal on my wrap and made it. Oddly enough, one of my biggest problems this morning is I'm out of real food and I'm not gonna eat cake for breakfast, probably. So I'm gonna go ahead and get dressed and we'll go do a little road check. Man, what a beautiful, beautiful view. I grew up in the country and I always had forest in my backyard, so that stuff doesn't hit me that hard, but whenever I'm on the coast or I'm up here in the mountains, it's breathtaking. It's incredible. So the snow right here, the temperature is right now rising above freezing. The snow right here is good and definitely drive and grip on this. This is where that epic snow plowage happened last night, and if this is a sheet of ice, nah, it's not. It's grippy. And I'm seeing a lot of cars. This road only lasts like 2-3 miles, and that's the only sketchy part of this trip. And then you get on the main drag going in and out of the mountain, and it's easy peasy. So having a little proud moment right now. Having a big proud moment right now. A lot of engineering, a lot of designing, a lot of what ifs, a lot of is this gonna works happened with this truck. We were one diesel heater away from having an absolutely perfect first trip out. I can see some more upgrades. That it's really good to do these tests because I can figure out more upgrades that I want for the truck before we finish everything out. Airbag system for better towing capabilities, diesel heater, you throw a table in there, table and chair. But this proves out that we're really on the right track. Let's go ahead and pack her up, hit the road, make sure we get back to town safely. I gotta catch a flight to Vegas. So weird to think that tonight I'm gonna be in Vegas from here. I know over the last year or so we went from building small cars, small projects, well, and then we went to building small cars, big projects, to big things, big projects that seemingly take forever. Between this camper truck that's the longest ongoing project we've ever had on the channel, to the quad tune pontoon boat. But one of the reasons why is, and one of the reasons this build has got me so stoked, is the potential for sharing this, for letting my friends borrow this to take up to the mountain to do exactly what we just did, or to bring a group of people out here. If we pack our generators, we can definitely do our mobile LAN party, or I could just take a group of friends up to the mountain for a wonderful night. We could comfortably sleep 4 or 5 people in this truck. You know, building a sports car is a thing that you and one other person can enjoy, but building stuff that's this large, it's a lot easier to share it with friends. That's part of the reason that we've been going down this journey, but shortly, over the next 6 months or so, we'll be wrapping all these things up. Obviously the interior is going to get built out on this, but you don't want to spring a leak and ruin your new interior and have to pull all your paneling off. So we did do a bunch more waterproofing. I forgot to film it, but we identified all the leaks, and it looks like we did a great job of plugging them. And spoiler alert, the next build is already on a truck being shipped up north. The guy got it immediately when I said I wasn't going to go down and get it, and it's being brought up north and is going to be here actually tomorrow, which is crazy. I think it's a right turn out of here. Seatbelt first. So far this month, I've spent 2 nights at home in my bed and 14 in Las Vegas and 1 in a truck. What an amazing trip. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Just so you guys know, we're going to be planning the next steps on the truck. We're not jumping right back in it to finish it out, but it will get finished out. I promise. We know we're on the right track. This project is going to work. Now we just need to make sure it's perfect on the inside. Thank you guys for joining on the journey. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss when the next truck episode comes out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace!